It's Bullitt Day, Mustang Bullitt Day, and don't have a lot of miles on this. And one of the reasons I'm videoing right now is I'm curious to who else has the stick shift GT Mustangs and what's their average fuel economy. Because I paid a gas guzzler tax in this car, and I'm just blown away that this car is well geared as it is. And there's even a video out there about how this car is kind of not geared to its advantage, meaning you can really run this car up at high RPMs with very low RPMs, or high speeds at low RPMs. I'm just wondering who out there is getting 18 miles per gallon or less, because for coupe cars, it's 18 miles per gallon or more, and you don't have a gas guzzler tax if it's 18 miles per gallon or less. So basically, if you're at 17 miles per gallon in a coupe car, you're going to have a gas guzzler tax on it. That's the EPA standards, from my understanding. Maybe I'm wrong in that, but I'm pretty sure I'm accurate on that, being I have the Hellcat cars and high performance vehicles, and I see that gas guzzler tax when I buy these cars. So just curious, anybody want to interject on that? Why did I pay a gas guzzler tax when this car doesn't seem to be that bad? Dang it, I just stalled my car. Can you believe it? What gear am I in? Maybe I'm in third gear. Now, having driven this car a lot, and the downside to this car is you gotta drive 1,000 miles before you really get into it. And now my GT500 is 100 miles. So I've never really have just nailed this thing to the hilt, but I already know from having my GT Premium 19 Mustang 10-speed auto that car is faster than this car, just from the specs on it. So this car is a little more lazy. It's got the fun factor because of the stick shift and rev matching. But as far as the, kick yourself in the back, I don't know. And for me, when I say that, I'm kind of getting into her a little bit right now. Fifth gear, you feel a pull. So, but it doesn't have as good a pull because the way it's geared. So when you're in sixth gear, under 2,000 RPMs, you're not even, this is just a really good over-the-road car as far as wanting to just go out and cruise across the country. Definitely can hit some good RPMs, or I should say good speeds, the RPMs, because it's so geared so low. You gotta wonder too, why did they do that? This is the Bullitt Mustang. I honestly believe that this would be such the opposite, that this would not be the open highway car. It would be such a back road geared higher, where you get the high revs out of it to get that really, launch feel out of it all the time. Wonder why the engineers did that. And if there's any Ford engineers that watch these videos, chime in. Another thing I'm noticing here is, since I haven't ridden around my GT500 now for close to a month, and even I'd have to go back and look at that if that's factual. It probably is. These seats now, you don't know. I don't know the difference now because I haven't ridden around my GT500. So these seats seem to be, respectable. But when I first got the car, I really felt like these leather seats, they're not the Recaros. It's the leather, heated, vented, cooled seats. They didn't feel that supportive. The support on them didn't feel that great. Felt a little too spongy. But now, I don't know any different because I'm not used to my other car, GT500, and I just don't notice a difference. And something I got to research is my GT Premium. I wonder if those seats are the same as well. I just drove my GT Premium the other day, and I should probably split that video into this video, because that 10-speed auto is just so much fun. That car is fast. mean, that's just a great car. Now, another thing I notice on my Ford vehicles is the Apple Play. It's a hit or miss. Kind of a bummer too, because as I've talked about in my other videos, the Ford engineers was the first ones to incorporate the Waze app into the navigation screen. And what I'm noticing on these new Fords that I'm buying, being that the Apple Play now is kind of coming to replacing that engineering software they designed for the Waze specific, it gets confused. You know, it gets confused on whether you're using a Waze app or it's the Ford software, old style Waze app. But even now, I can't even get the Waze thing to even come up. And I wonder what that glitch is. I've been noticing that more here recently. Is you get in the car and turn the car on, and Waze will appear and be great, and then you go somewhere and stop and get out of the car, and you get back in the car, and that Waze app doesn't come up, or a message comes up asking you to basically accept the old format that Ford engineered. And then it's the Waze software through the Ford engineering, and it's actually not as nice. I mean, you get the Waze up there, but it's just a whole different format. So that is a complaint from me on the Ford product right now, is they definitely have an Apple interface issue. And you can say, yeah, but it's your USB cable. Nope. No, because it's charging right now. My USB cable shows my phone charging. So anybody out there have ideas on that? That's great. Chime in. And there you go. Now the Apple Play is active, and Waze as well. And I did nothing besides turn the car off. And keep in mind, I was out of the car probably for a good 3 to 5 minutes, and now it's playing. So it's just such a computer glitch. Incredible. When you're out running around doing your errands or taking care of business, if you're near a Texas Donuts, I highly recommend you go into one, and there ain't many around. So for most people watching this video, you ain't gonna find one unless you live in Virginia, but they're pretty daggone good. But come on, hey, the Waze thing worked again. Amazing. That's just crazy, and how this thing goes in and out, in and out. Got her set on cruise control here, right at 2,000 RPMs at 72 miles an hour. Got a few sprinkles here, nothing too shabby yet. And for me, I'm not caught up. If I drive my car in the rain, I'll do it. Doesn't bother me. Alright, a little bit here in the open highway now, and at 80 we're at about 2,300 RPMs. So definitely the open road car, as I've said, just hunkers down and cruises right along. You can tell everything's, sure, I've got this in my sport mode, so everything's awesome, nothing. Here in Marshall, Virginia. Looks like a quiet little town, or is it? the window down. 63-degree day here. Springtime. Third gear. 35. Fourth gear. Railroad crossing here. Farm truck guy ahead of me. Growing the gears, that's what it's all about in these Mustangs. That's the phrase, growing the gears. A little automatic button, unlike my Challenger. Can't do that. Don't get it on the Dodge end. And got a Dodge Challenger and it doesn't have auto roll-up. It makes no sense to me. How these engineers think is kind of interesting. Like us individuals, just all got our own little ways of doing things. Tell you, for anybody that's hanging out at home, I'd get behind the wheel of your car and take a ride. I mean, these roads are quiet and open, and it's just a beautiful time of year to be out running around and seeing the change of scenery, especially with all the trees coming into bloom. Just a pretty time of year. Just sometimes just getting out of that house, you just need to get out. Get out and see some sights and scenery and feel like you're living. That's what it's all about. Think about the founders of this country. Come on. It's all they did is they got out and they explored. Don't give up. Keep the exploring going. There's tons of sights and places to go that you just haven't seen. Got a Mustang, I mean, come on. You gotta go on the back roads and enjoy your Mustang. I mean, come on, how mundane does it get driving down the highway? You get that if you own a Mustang. The true calling to this car is the back roads. Carroll Shelby tell you that in a heartbeat.